I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And this is Dango Duo. Fuck this show.
Fuck this show. This week, we're Dango sad.
We are very much sad Dangos.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Met again, etc.
Because we watched Magical Girl Racing Keikaku episodes 8 and 9 back to back, which honestly, I wonder if that fucked me up worse, or if it's better than having had to wait.
It would have been a lot shittier to wait.
Dear viewer, I hope with every fiber of my being that this is not the first time you're watching us react to this anime.
Don't.
No, link in the description down below, there should be a link to the playlist. Go watch that. Start from the beginning, because this week is a special week. Kitty, this week we're not even gonna give you a summary.
Nope.
We're not even gonna tell you what we liked and what we didn't like.
Nope.
There is too much that we need to talk about.
Go watch the show if you're not already watching it. Like, how many times am I going to say this?
You should
Every
go
week.
watch it. You should go watch it right now. 8 and 9. If I may just say something, we have compared this anime a lot to Madoka, and I think that being completely fair and honest, I love Madoka. I love that universe. I think it's really interesting. This has blown it out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, this show has been intense from episode to episode to episode, and 8 and 9. If you follow me on Twitter, and I recommend you follow us to see us
personal Twitters,
react to this anime live.
We were both like, "Fuck me up, fam,"
but not like this though.
and then we were like, "No, this too fucked up, fam."
This anime
Take us back.
legitimately fucked me up, and I consider myself to be pretty good at taking the fucking up. But by the end of episode 9, I was like, man.
My feelings were not ready.
I can't feel anything. I should get some dentist work done, because I can't feel shit right now. But you know what? This is your warning.
Yep.
Go watch the episodes 8 and 9 and come back, because the spoiler zone begins literally at the count of 3,
2,
1. I love that. I watched 8 because we missed a week because, you know, the holidays, and I told Kitty, you know what, maybe we should react to both episodes in different reactions, you know. And then I made it to the I made it to the end of episode 8, and then I watched a little bit of 9, and I was like, there is no way I can sit here and talk about episode 8
without talking about
episode 9,
because it's out at this point. So fucking
By now, I assume you already.
Fuck.
I assume you either already went to see it and you have been royally fucked, or you haven't, and you should go watch it anyway.
In which case, I am going to scold you because go watch this fucking anime.
Fuck. There is so much that happens, and I think this is, again, indicative of how effective the storytelling is in this story.
Yeah.
Because a lot happens. We have so many points to cover. That's why we just skipped forward into...
Yeah. This anime is great. Watch it.
We like it. It's really effective.
We like it.
The music is still good.
Music is fucking amazing.
Also, I wanted to tell Kitty, I looked up who the composer for the series is, and they did the soundtracks for Final Fantasy 13-2 and Lightning Returns.
Interesting.
Which is indicative because those are really good soundtracks. And they also did the soundtrack for Valkyrie Drive, which we should play.
We should.
Because that's the lesbian RPG.
I'm into that. I'm into my canon lesbians.
The music in this these 2 episodes was amazing. It was like Mega Man levels of catchy.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was really good, especially for the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Talking about
fighting
and death.
So we left off episode 8, or at the end of episode 7, with
Sister Nana in Winter Prison going to talk with Swim and the C-tiers, which
B-tiers at this point.
By process of elimination, you could almost call them A-tier now.
God shit fuck.
Okay, I almost wish we could just take pictures of our notes, because there's points in which it's just like fuck.
Yeah, I think one of my notes is... Why did I put my notebook back here? One of my notes is literally, oh my fucking god, shit fuck, motherfucker, Jesus fuck. Those are 3 separate notes, actually.
So, I think the opening of episode 8, when Nana, you see from her first point of view, walking through the door, that killed me, because I'm like, something's gonna come from the back, something's gonna come from the side, something, and nothing happens, and I'm like, oh, maybe nothing bad will happen. So in the previous episode, we learned that the Peaky Angels, one of them can turn into any living being, the other one can turn into any non-living thing, and they do a really good combo.
Yeah.
Where they trick Winter Prison into seeing 2 Nanas, and the second fake Nana Just fucking stabbed.
Stabs Winter Prison.
Just fucking stabs Winter Prison.
Yep.
And it's kind of hilarious because for a good moment there, I was like, I thought they would use the spear because that made sense.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh no, that's one of the fucking Peak Angels.
Yep.
She just turned to a fucking knife and just stabbed somebody.
Stab somebody. She don't give a shit.
And then my note is literally, the angels are fucking psychos.
Right? No, they're insane.
They're fucking out of this freaking world. And my next note, because I love that Winter Prison doesn't go out without a fight.
Fuck no.
Because for a second I was like, oh, this is really sad. But then she just, she's like, okay, now we'll fucking murder you. And she fucking murders one of the angels.
She murders the older sister.
That was so good. And for a second there, I thought she was gonna do like a mass murder thing with like the prisons, like getting closer and closer.
That's what I thought too, or like they would collapse down on them and kill them all or something.
Swimson would have gotten away from that because of her abilities.
Yeah.
Ironically, Tama was nowhere to be seen at that point.
Yeah, Tama.
She might have been waiting for like an ambush or something. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to say regarding that particular fight other than gore?
Fuck everyone.
Winter Prison, I love your hands. Oh, they're so beautiful. And I'm just like, no, please no. No, my heart.
No.
Yeah.
And then Winter Prison, of course, at the first sign of danger, pushes Nana out of the building so nothing happens to her. God.
So, Winter Prison dies.
Yep.
And one of the Peak Angels dies. And I want to just say, I'm just going to read my note right here as I wrote it. Because as Winter Prison has died and she's on the ground dead, and outside Nana is running away crying, and it's not even like it breaks my heart because there's like the idea of like a person running away crying is almost kind of like exploited by comedy, but in this moment I was just like run faster because it can still catch up with you.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the inside, and we have one of the Peak Angels like crying over the corpse of what we assume is the other Peak Angel.
I think she said Onye-chan, so
and Yuna. She referred to her by her first name. Yeah. And my note is, the Peak Angels can go fuck themselves for all I care.
It was a little sad. Mostly I felt bad.
Oh, no, I didn't feel a single thing.
No, the only thing I felt bad for Tama. Because Tama is literally too pure for this A-team at this point. Like,
I love the course of elimination. It's like, or process of elimination.
Started C, went up to B, and now they're pretty freaking A tier.
Talk about grading on a curve.
Oh, God. Like, I feel bad for Tama the most in all this. Like, fuck Swim.
I think so.
Fuck the Angels.
You know what?
Poor Tama.
It's the sort of thing where it's like talk about making bad friends and then being stuck with those bad friends.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I don't think Tama was down for any of the shit that happened.
No. I mean, Swim like protected her, and that was nice and all, but like.
But ultimately, what's Swim doing though?
Yeah.
Right? And this is the thing where like, I wonder if Swim would be as effective of a character if it wasn't a fucking child. Because it's a child with that sort of like, yeah, this is not really that big of a deal. We're kind of playing a game, kind of, sort of.
It's just like a real life version of the game that we already play.
Yeah, except that you're literally killing people.
I don't even think she knows.
Do you have anything to say regarding anything left to say about Winter Prison and that part of the episode?
Fuck me up, fam.
And this is the beginning of.
This is only the beginning of the fucking.
Yeah, of the literally of the fucking.
Of the fucking of me.
So, we have the eye catch for this episode, which tells us about Calamity Mary, and that's pretty clear cut. Yep. Abusive mother who's a terrible person.
I was like, alcoholic mother who's abusive. I'm like, yep,
that's pretty clear and straightforward.
Yep, I see. The interesting thing that I was like, because after this we get a little bit more of Calamity Mary's backstory and how she became a magical girl.
Yeah.
And that like, all she did was make her character, and then she became a magical girl.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much determination in that point.
Oh yeah, no. We will touch there. Let me just talk about one little thing, just the other eye catch.
Yeah.
Because Calamity Mary's eye catch is followed by cranberries and favos, and I love that. Instead of having this is cranberry in real life, it's just like, no, again, fuck you.
Yeah, you don't get that.
And again, Cranberry has a title as opposed to the magical girls. Although I guess maybe it could be like a two-part name because she's Cranberry by herself. That's why I'm not entirely like sold on the idea that maybe that's an element of her character. Do you want to? Okay, yeah, no, we're gonna skip past. Okay, now we're jumping straight into Calamity Mary.
Yeah.
And what happened there. We get a flashback of her and how she came to be. Bottles everywhere. Husband being all like, how can you do this?
Now you're even abusing our daughter.
Yeah.
Which, did you notice they had a close up of the daughter.
Uh-huh.
Didn't she kind of look like Swim? Kind of. Yeah. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Because they took a while to focus on the kid when they didn't show the face of the dad or Calamity Mary.
You know what? I mean, part of me feels like they did that to show all the scratches and bruises on the girl's face.
She didn't really have that many, though.
She didn't have that many. But I wonder, I think you're right. No detail is ever wasted. So it's entirely likely that maybe that is relevant to the story. I think now we can fall into what you were talking about. Five talks about how magical girls are selected.
Yep.
And it's funny because, I was, scribbling notes, and I'm just like, how are they chosen? And then he literally explains how they're chosen.
Yeah.
And because he literally says, you have been chosen.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like it's not even about desire or purpose anymore. It's almost just about we want fucked up people or people
to make
who
it
fit.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that's literally what Fabu said.
Yeah.
It's like,
although I believe she was one of the original magical girls for that town.
Yeah.
Because she was training top speed or something.
Yeah,
Was training a Ripple. So I think she was one of the first to be chosen.
Yeah.
So.
But
still.
No, and I agree with you. And what gets me is because I felt that it had to be purpose, a reason why. But Fav is making almost like the reality TV show choice of picking up a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Someone who's just gonna stir up
Fuck
shit.
shit
Fuck shit up. Pretty much fuck shit up. So from here on, we're gonna move over to what's pretty much the near ending part of the episode with Snow White and HGA.
Hardcore Alice.
And we get a very interesting moment of both of these girls teaming up.
Yeah, we would not have, no one would have expected this.
And literally, I have the point being, are we ready to ship Snow White and Hardcore Alice?
I'm not ready to ship anything anymore in this show.
No.
Because I don't need feelings.
I don't have them anymore. So they grew up. I forget if there was a particular good line that they spoke together. We get a clarification on HGA's powers again.
Yeah.
It's like, I just regenerate my whole body.
Yeah, and the bigger parts heal faster or something like
that.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
She said.
Exactly.
So she's like, lopping off my head's not big of a deal. And Snow White's like, okay, I guess we're buddies now.
Yeah, I love how Snow White was like, I don't want to hang out with that girl.
And then later she's like, all right, she's good. Yeah. She's going to help me with the magical girl stuff, and we're going to save people because shit's going down, and they have to go save people while some other magical girls are fighting.
So, do we get the setup with Calamity Mary at the end of this episode?
It's before the end, a little bit. Okay.
Oh no, yeah. We're establishing the idea that all the girls are kind of meeting up at the same place.
Yeah. So Top Speed, as introduced in the previous episode, Top Speed and Ripple are going to go talk with Calamity Mary, meet with her.
Yeah, Calamity Mary's there. We have HGA and Snow White hanging out together, and of course Swim's party.
They meet later.
Yeah.
As the fight starts. So yeah.
And this is what we can only describe as showdown hype.
Yeah, and then there's poor Sister Nana. Alone in her room,
crying, and
then you could see all the pieces except Cranberry's like, nah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
think that's in the next episode, but anyway. Yeah, Fav is like, don't you want to go? And Cranberry's like,
lol.
Nah, I'm gonna sit here on my piano, fucker.
Why don't you want to go, Master? And that still gets me. Also, did you get that moment during Calamity Mary's backstory where Fav talks in their real voice? Because he talks with a human voice, kind of like grainy, but it's still
character, but not as
you can only pick on those who are weaker than you. That's what makes you pathetic.
Yep. So Calamity Mary begins the fight, and then Top Speed's like, "This is stupid. Let's get the fuck out of here."
Oh, we're jumping to episode 9.
No, this is still episode 8.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget what point at which. I think it's while they're like, well, shit, everything is going down.
Yeah, the episodes are getting a little meshed in my mind, too, especially the ending of episode 8.
Yeah, so, episode 8, I believe, ends with, oh shit, Calamity Mary is attacking humans now.
Exactly.
We have to go back and help.
Exactly.
And that's why Snow White and Hardcore Alice team up to save.
Which, to me, just... welcome to the escalation here.
Yeah.
You have to come here. And I love the line that Swim and the I guess A-tiers now say, where it's like, no, we won't go fight those girls. We'll fight those that come after to save them.
To save
or the
else.
backup,
Yeah.
And that's fucked up.
Fuck you, Swim.
Are we sliding into episode 9?
So, yep, let's slide into the fight.
Between Ripple and Calamity Mary. Of course, it immediately goes into a fight, because it has to.
Because that's Calamity Mary.
And that was a fucking satisfying fight.
It was.
Oh, I have to make a clarification,
satisfying.
actually, for a couple of our viewers. Because a couple people told us, Calamity Mary's ability is to enhance whatever weapon she's holding. She can pull weapons out of her butt because of the bag that she bought.
Yes.
Just to make that very clear. We heard you, loud and clear. Thank you for... And we really appreciate your comments, by the way. It's been really fun.
It has been. So yeah, Calamity Mary is just fucking pulling weapons out of her ass bag.
And Ripple's throwing all her
shurikens and trying to damage Calamity Mary. But then Calamity Mary pulls out the literal big guns.
Yeah.
And Topsy is like, this is stupid, you almost died.
Exactly. There's a really interesting moment with a landmine that Ripple can't get out because moving so would make her blow up.
Yeah.
And that leads into kind of like a commercial break where you're like, oh, exploded, what happened? And you learn that Top Speedo saved her by going really, really fast, which makes sense. It's not, I don't particularly consider it to be like
a hole.
A plot hole or anything. Talking about things that are a little bit inconsistent. I'm just going to bring this out because it's just a little silly. During the fight between Ripple and Calamity Mary says to Ripple that it would be sad if all it took to kill Ripple was a Tokarev. And a Tokarev is a type of Russian pistol. It's a little weird that she said that because at that point she's holding an AK-47 or a Kalashnikov, which is a Russian rifle. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, why?
Whoops.
Or also like, sometimes you want to say something really cool, but then you just kind of make a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm just like...
Trying to showcase your knowledge, but you really don't know anything.
Yeah, but it's just like... And I was wondering if she meant like a weapon that she pulled out earlier, but I'm like, she has revolvers, so it's just kind of like, okay.
Whatever, it's fine.
I know. It's literally the only nitpick I have in the whole episode, and it's just
I
like...
only have one other one, and it's during such a dramatic moment, it literally doesn't matter.
This is such a freaking good fight.
Yeah.
And the twist, of course, is that, we can't just leave. Top Speedo wants to be like, let's get out of here, but Ripple is like, no, let's go in there.
I want to be a true magical girl and protect everyone else. In that moment.
And earlier in the episode, we get a nice little sprinkling of foreshadowing where Top Speed talks about how she used to be a member of a biker gang. Yeah. The Empress.
Yeah.
And
I think I might be in episode 8, but whatever.
Okay, yeah. But as, they're meshing a little bit. We did watch them back to back.
Yeah.
And as they decide, you know what? We can't fight her face to face. So you know what we're going to do?
Fight her head on.
Yeah, fight her face to face because why not?
Because Top Speed has a secret weapon.
Yeah! So her broom transforms into a bike! Well, kind of like a bike.
Yeah. Turbocharged bike.
Yeah, turbocharged bike.
It's so good. And through that, they are able to best Calamity Mary. But we're not going to talk about what happens after that because we need to flash back first. We need to talk about Top Speed.
In episode 8, we got a flashback of Top Speed.
I thought that was the beginning of 9.
No. It was in the middle of 8. Yeah. So,
you're right. Okay.
And we see Top Speed kind of like, well, human Top Speed, clearly, because you can tell from the voice and the way she talks.
And her hair.
First disappointment, she's straight. And she's preggers.
Well, they don't say that. No,
but you can tell.
But you can tell because they never show her tummy.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's kind of almost like an American sitcom kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the point where you connect the dots.
And you're like...
And I'm like, okay, she's not in a hospital bed. And someone in the comments said maybe she's pregnant. And I wonder... I don't know if you were just sprinkling a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna assume they just guessed correctly.
Yeah.
But that was one of those things where
there
I'm
was
like...
another commenter who also guessed correctly about the thing in episode 9.
Yeah.
About...
What was it?
That.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we do have a couple of followers who have been reading the light novels, so...
Yeah. So it's all good.
It's all good. Talking about...
Top Speed.
So yeah, Top Speed.
She's adorable, and I love her.
She's adorable.
As human, and then she's got her little biker gang. Oh that kills me later because we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. But also, before there, just really quickly, in this episode, since we're out of girls, the eye catches are just quotes.
Yeah.
And that was really awkward.
It was really weird. And it was quotes from the episode.
Yeah.
So it was from episode 9.
That we had already seen by that point. So like, lol, we're out of girls, yo.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I love the way that Top Speed and Ripple managed to defeat Calamity Mary.
It's so cool.
Yeah, because Ripple just throws a bunch of glass.
And then it mixed in with the glass.
Yeah, and well, because whatever she throws will always hit. So Calamity Mary is freaking out. And in the midst of freaking out, Ripple throws like actual shurikens.
Yeah. Which land in her head and kill her.
And super mega murder her. And Kitty, okay.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to realize when that happened?
It wasn't until...
It took... I followed Ripple's train of thought.
Me too, yeah.
Because it was literally like, yeah.
I was like, she's hugging her.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
God.
High five! And then Ripple is like, I'm like, you're literally gonna... I took a screenshot. I'm like, that feel when she leaves you hanging.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because, like, Ripple kind of, like, goes to do it.
Goes for it, and then...
And then
top speed.
She leans forward to hug, and then you're like, she's bleeding. And then...
Swim.
Fuck
you, swim.
Fuck you, swim.
And then Ripple goes crazy and for... Oh, no.
I love it. My note was... my phone is going. I didn't get it until I got it.
Yeah.
That was really good. I love that.
No. The part that kills me about Top Speed, other than the reveal of her human form later where she's pregnant, and I'll talk about that for a second when we get there, but the part that killed me is Snow White hears her last thoughts.
Oh, yeah, that's
where
right.
she's like, oh, no, I can't go out and buy curry.
I forgot the curry.
I forgot to make curry for my husband. And I'm like,
yeah, that was really sad.
Fuck you.
Yeah, this is the point now, because I thought Ripple was gonna go crazy and just flat out murder.
She tried.
Swim. And I was doing the whole thing. I'm like, how do you kill her? Do you just keep throwing shurikens until her concentration breaks? No, because she can just face through the fucking floor.
Yep.
And we're at that moment again. I'm like, how the fuck do you kill Swim?
Right? Her and Hardcore Alice were like, shit, how the fuck do we kill them?
How the fuck do we kill them?
We'll get back to Hardcore Alice, though.
We'll get back to Hardcore Alice in a moment. So, Top Speedo
fuck Swim.
is pregnant.
Yep.
She's dead.
And the tiny inconsistency that I have to point out is she said she needed 6 more months. That is then presuming that she is 3 months pregnant. That is not what the belly of a 3 months pregnant woman looks like.
Okay, you know what? That's a really good point.
Yeah, no.
That's a really good point.
I work with babies, and that is not what 3 months looks like. 3 months looks like basically nothing.
Yeah.
Except you look a little pudgy, maybe.
I see, like, I wonder, like, couldn't they have just said, I need 3 more months?
Yeah. And then she would have been 6 months pregnant, give or take.
And would that have looked closer? I mean,
that would have been better, yes.
That looks like the baby's about to pop.
Really, especially because she's so tiny, but maybe...
Yeah.
Yeah, she's only 19. Think about that. That's fucked up. Anyway.
So
that was really fucked up because the baby, it was also bleeding. The tummy, the front tummy was bleeding too, so there's nothing. There was nothing. We were fucked no matter what.
We're gonna follow up now with talking about fuck Swim and the Angel. So I love this moment because it's HGA and Snow White
off saving people.
And HGA just has a body over her shoulder.
Yeah, like this big fat guy over her shoulder, and she's just like nothing.
I love her. She's cute.
She's really
so
cute.
Dumb.
Now that she's not like terrifying to me, she's pretty cute.
She's kind of she's now more of a Tim Burton character. It's kind of creepy, but also cute.
Yep.
And Snow White is and the Peaky Angel shows up.
Yep.
And she's all like, hey, and Snow White's
like, she just smiles. She's like,
and I love Snow White is like, I thought she was bad, but see, we're all here trying to work together. And HGA
everyone.
pushes her out of the way, and suddenly, axe
in the face,
in her head, and I love that fucking timing because it's Snow White being all like, see, we should all work together like magical girls.
And then
she could have died right there.
Yeah, but she has A, Hardcore Alice, B, the Lucky Rabbit's foot.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna come into the story.
I would do wonder.
But I love the idea because this is literally what underlines how freaking psycho the angels are.
Yeah.
Because she turned into an axe and flung herself
and launched herself at Hardcore Alice's face.
And it's in there.
Yeah, she just like keeps it in there for a sec. She's like, thanks. Tosses it out and then grabs a piece of debris and tries to like fucking
she's like
murder the angel.
Clunk.
It's because she doesn't have a very good body control.
Yeah. And I love, and it's kind of sad, but like Snow White hears the thoughts of Tama.
Yeah.
And Tama's invisible, and she's like, I have to ambush her.
But I'm so bad at this. Oh, I wonder what Sumsum's gonna do.
Oh, the boss is gonna be mad.
and then Snow White's like, is someone there? And Tama's like, shit, can you see me? Oh God, I fucked up. And then Tama's escape is just to dig a hole.
Yeah, but that leaves her cloak.
Yeah. Or no, the Peaky Angel takes her cloak.
The Peaky Angel takes the cloak, and I thought for a moment there we're gonna have a thing of like, okay, an X can just come out flying anytime now.
That's what I thought too.
But it doesn't.
But it sets it up for something
the girls walk away, and you see a nice particular shot of HGA picking up a rabbit.
Picking up her bun plush.
Her bun, and she walks away. And then the camera pans to the cloak, like, moving with the wind to reveal another bun.
Another bun.
Huh.
Which is the real bun?
The answer is the one that was in the cloak.
Yeah.
The implication there is that the angel took the form of the bunny and was hanging out with Hargar Alice.
Post.
This will take us we'll talk about that at the very end.
Yes.
But for now, it's time for us to talk about the moment
that killed us both.
That killed us both. There's a particular shot.
At the very opening of the episode, there is a shot of Sister Nana in her apartment in the dark, wrapped in winter prison scarf.
Yeah, and there's alcohol
and a lot of pills.
And a lot of pills. And that photograph of them that we saw in the beginning of earlier in the series. Near, I say, like the 80-95% mark of the episode, you see what is clearly Sister Nana tying up Winter Prison's scarf, which is
a noose.
Which is the one thing that I'm like that won't hold you up. But you know what? I will just push that aside because it's really dramatic and sad, and you see her, like, just her feet, just the feet, just like on the chair, off the chair, and then just dangling, and the following is just really freaking guttural, but it's just.
Yeah.
That moment killed me, but what mega killed me was seeing her piss herself.
Yeah.
Because
that's what bodies do.
That's what bodies do. That's literally the ultimacy, and it's not what you expect to see in an anime like this.
Yeah.
And it's just like seeing that went from just being like, oh, it's a character in a story to like that's what happens to a real person. And my body made that. My mind did that feeling of like, oh no, and that I sat there for like a good minute just acknowledging and realizing that she's dead. And it's funny because if you go back to the earlier reactions, I was like, wouldn't it be sad if she had to pretend to fall in love with someone else? And I'm like, I thought it would be the fuck me up nightmare scenario. No, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yep.
This is the worst. This is the darkest timeline.
Yep.
That moment. It's so and I'm sad that you were mildly spoiled on it.
I was, unfortunately.
Thanks, Tumblr.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
It's all good.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
The irony of all of this being that about a day or so before I watched the episode, and I had already seen, unfortunately, the spoiler image of her with the noose. I didn't know the significance of the noose, but anyway. After I saw that, but before I watched the episodes, I got a notification that I had to pay for a pre-order of some items. And part of the order was 2 Sister Nana keychains, one for each of us.
Yeah. That's like the first piece of merch that exists for this freaking show.
There's some slightly older stuff, but speaking of, actually, while we're talking about really sad things, let me brighten your day slightly.
Okay.
There's finally going to be a figure from the show.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, it's Ripple in her stupid costume.
I like her stupid shoes.
Yeah, her shoes are really. Yeah. They get a lot of the sound in the battle.
Exactly. It's kind of like the Nintendo Switch commercials. Like that sound is so satisfying.
But finally we're getting the figure. That's good news. It's good news in the sea of despair.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some Winter Prison and Nana. Maybe. So before we move on to the final point and where the story kind of leaves us there, we get an announcement right in the middle of Nana killing herself.
No, literally. Fab is announcing everyone who died while Nana is killing herself.
And there's a quote, and it should be on the screen right now. It's like, an unfortunate number of magical girls
have died. Have dropped out this week.
This week.
Yeah.
And it's Nana's feet just dangling.
Yeah.
And of course.
And at the end of that, he has to make a special announcement.
Like I fucking told you. See, originally we were supposed to come down to 8 girls, but you know what? It's just we have to come down now to 4. Why?
Because you guys were using all the magic from the items I gave you.
Exactly. That's like abusive relationships.
Yeah.
But it's literally like, why? Well.
And then even Ripple is just like not into this. She just like throws the phone.
Okay.
No. Oh shit! I forgot to talk about this when we were talking about top speed. But the other part that killed me is she was wearing her biker jacket.
Oh yeah.
Over her normal wife clothes.
Yeah.
And then Ripple brings it home.
Yeah. It should be on the screen right now.
Yeah. Oh, it kills me.
That fucking murders me. And there was something else that I wanted to say, but I just completely lost it. Oh no, yeah. Okay. We have to come down to 4 magical girls. I want you to realize this. We have Snow White, HGA, Swim Swim, One Angel, Tama,
Ripple,
and that's it.
Cranberry.
And Cranberry. There's 7 girls. We have to come down to 4.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to understand the groups that we have allocated here, okay? We have the Swim Swim group, we have HGA, Ripple by herself, and Cranberry by herself. There is no way that we can do the math here where we don't end up with a fucked up situation. I wanna reference the story design for video games like The Witcher, and people complain about those games having like great choices. The reality is that there's no good choices. No matter what you do, you're fucking someone over, and someone's gonna fuck you over either way. And I like that. And it feels here that we are at a no good choices scenario.
Yeah.
Because the only possible way where we get to keep Ripple and Snow White if all of the A tier losers die.
Yeah.
But then we just still have Cranberry remaining. And who's to say that Fav won't be like, you know what, actually...
Just one.
Just one.
That's
just
it.
one.
Yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
So this episode ends with Swim Swim making what the wrong choice by being like, well, what's the next girl we should kill?
And Tom was like,
we should kill the weak ones, like Snow White. It's like, yeah, but what about that Cranberry girl? She never talks. She never shows up. She's probably very weak. And they're like, we're gonna go kill Cranberry.
And then we're sitting here like, bitch, did you not watch the last few episodes?
This is literally the moment here where you're watching the zombie survival people, and they're the ones who are like, no, we're gonna hold up in this building. and wait for help to arrive.
Well.
And I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And the episode ends, ultimately, with the doors opening up, with Swim Swim and Tama, and the angel coming out being like, girls, I know which magical girl needs to die, and it's gonna be super duper easy.
Yep.
What do you think that means?
That means our girls is next.
I wonder, okay, do you think the bunny is, it's entirely likely that the bunny is what makes her invincible, but then again, where was the bunny the whole time when Calamity Mary was shooting her up? Or burning her?
That's true, we didn't see it. Maybe she had put it in a safe spot first.
Okay, are you telling me that her freaking bunny is her Horcrux?
Maybe.
Is that literally where we're going now?
Maybe.
It would still be safe in the highway where it was, next to all the burning cars, totally, huh?
Well, presumably, what the angel did was, like, be the bunny and see the significance of being the bunny, and then run back and go grab the bunny.
You know what I think? I think that she made it all the way back to where HGA lives and found that she is just a little girl. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And it's like, oh, we just kill her when she's like a little child and it's done. And I think that's why it would be really fucking easy. Now, we're here. Do you have any other thoughts before I slide into what I did at the end of episode 9?
No. My last note is, goddammit, fuck this show.
Yep. So, at the end of episode 9, I was really curious, so I went out of my way to go watch the opening and bits of episode 1 again. And to just catch this right now, I am 99% sure, and this is with a caveat, that HGA is the little girl, is one of the little girls that Snow White helps at the beginning of the in that episode. Because there's a girl who looks so much like Alice and has like the same color scheme, and I'm like, that could be her right there, and that explains her connection with Snow White.
Yeah, that totally makes sense to me too.
And it would make sense that the angel would be like, oh, we just kill her when she's by herself.
Yeah.
Done. Because it's implied that she lives by herself because she had to look for her key to her door, and that's how Snow White helps her by helping her
find her key.
And that key, you get to see it, and it has like a little bell thingy on it, so if we spot a little like cat's bell, then we already know. Aside from that, I watched the beginning of episode 1 with all the dead magical girls.
Yeah.
And I found a couple of things. Number 1, there is like 20 plus dead magical girls. Secondly, the only one standing is Cranberry. Thirdly, a monster comes out of nowhere. An actual monster pops into existence and reaches out to basically kill Cranberry, and she kills it. She is frowning, and then she smiles. And the question is now this, okay? Because in the previous episode 8, when we were talking about like Cranberry not wanting to go to the showdown, I was like, is Cranberry actually even a magical girl? Because I'm sitting here thinking, Did she win the last game? Is she the boss now?
Maybe.
Is that why she is Fav's master? Because she won the last game? Or alternatively, the original game was set up to harvest these girls for energy or whatever, or to do something with them, and the monsters were the one in charge. But because she defeated the final boss, she became the boss. And instead of Fav being the servant to whatever the one monster was at the beginning, she's now the boss. So it's the sort of thing where I'm like, inside of this game, what exactly is Cranberry? And again,
That's true.
She has a title, which is a little bit strange considering the rest of the girls don't.
They didn't even bother with her eye catch having a human
Exactly.
form.
And her only ability is to manipulate sound, which is really fucking weird. She's also really strong, I guess, which would also indicate her being like a higher level character, but that's it for my notes. This episode has been pretty long.
Yeah.
And it was just spoilers.
It was all just talking about the actual meat of the episode.
This series has been so good.
Yeah.
Because I was talking on Twitter and I'm like, you know how I hate Strader because it's bad? I hate this anime because it's so freaking good. And it reached into my chest and just tore my heart out.
Yep.
That 9-bit fucking killed me.
That's...
Like I don't want to like throw you under the bus, but I was like, man, this is gonna fuck Kitty up.
I don't know. It might have been worse if I hadn't seen the spoiler image.
Yeah, that like I'm sad that you had seen the spoiler, but I mean it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Because that fucked me up, and I write stories. I'm used to the whole like, yep, this is what you do. But man, just like the pissing herself fucking killed me because I'm like, it made her human.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
That's not something that they show normally.
And it's also the idea of like this character who like, like, oh, she's cute and sweet and lovely and she never did anything wrong and she ends up, hanging herself.
Yeah.
In a pool of her own piss.
Yep.
What a
fucking show.
I want to read light novels. I think that company that does all the light novels, Yen Press, I think they already have it released. I might have to go reach out and grab it because this is fucking good. And I want to see the differences. I want to see how different the novel is. But is there anything else you want to say, Kitty? Predictions? No?
Everybody's gonna die.
Everyone's gonna die.
And also, I do want to bring up a comment that we got that you responded to, and then I saw that maybe the opening doesn't even have any significance.
Yeah.
Maybe Ripple and Snow White holding hands doesn't matter because it shows, La Pucelle
and Winter Person fighting, which doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that person had a really good point. It could still happen, maybe.
It could still happen.
But it's definitely one of those things where it's like...
It throws my safety net for Ripple out.
I mean, like, the other reason why I'm more partially thinking that it could still happen is that you see Ripple as a human, which makes her seem more meaningful to the other characters. Also, by the way, fun fact, in the opening, I forgot to write this down, I guess. In the opening, that shot that you see of the human version of Snow White crying is followed by La Pucelle swinging her sword.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that shot is from the funeral.
That shot is from the episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's followed by La Pucelle swinging her sword, and then that's where you see Winter Person fighting.
I mean, it's not super implied that they're fighting each other because the backgrounds don't quite look the same, but like
Still. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I am excited.
I know I'm gonna be sad.
I am delighted, and I can't wait to see where the story takes us.
Yeah.
For the time being, we want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along. How did you feel about these episodes? Let us know in the comments down below. We make it a point to reply to every comment, as we have made it a point.
Yeah, as we have brought up.
We do reply, and we do
read them
appreciate
all,
it. Yeah.
and yep.
This has been a really fun journey, especially with your comments. This is the most fun. FUN, if you're familiar with Dwarf Fortress, this is the most fun I've had watching an anime in a really long while. Because generally I sit there just like, I don't want to say tearing it apart, but doing that thing where I'm like, yeah, this is not very well executed. This has been so good.
But this isn't good. And
the foreshadowing is on point.
Yep.
Top Speed, Nana. Fuck the angels. I don't feel nothing for them. I don't feel anything.
No, except hatred.
We want to thank you for watching. There should be a playlist right now on the screen, a button to subscribe if you haven't already, a link to our Patreon if you want to make sure that we can continue on making these videos, and more. But for the time being, Kitty...
I'm just burying now.
We'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye.